Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I am back with yet another video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, you know I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats and music of this week. So of course, you know you gotta stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. And first things first, if I sound nasally, if y'all hear me cough, I ain't getting no better since last week. But I still gotta come with y'all, you know, to the videos and all of that other stuff. So we're gonna dive into this week's beats. So y'all already know my first beat of this week. I have to talk about this whole Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma beef that's been going on and that's still going on. So just to kind of like make it real quick. So last week Saturday, Remy Ma, she just came out the blue and she just dropped this diss track to Nicki Minaj called Sheether. She had the whole Barbie dismantled and she just killed. She was like, I'm about to kill her, and that's what she did with the cover. Now a lot of people said that the whole Sheether came about because Nicki Minaj, when she released, or when Gucci Mane released his new song Make Love, they were saying that Nicki's verse was going towards Remy. And if you guys actually never heard the Gucci Mane song, you could definitely head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com, I think. Yes. Because last week I actually put it up when it dropped. But everybody was saying that Nicki's verse on there was coming towards Remy Ma. So like that song dropped on Friday, and by Saturday Remy, she had like this whole 7-minute track coming for Nicki Minaj's entire life. Like, now this whole, are you team Remy or are you team Nicki? The way I've been looking at this whole situation is, this is the Bronx versus Queens. I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm just sitting here watching like, okay. So just a rundown of what Nicki talked about in this whole diss track Sheether. She talked about her body parts. You know, everybody talks about how, you know, Nicki's body is fake. So she sat here and talked about how her butt shots was deflating and Meek couldn't hit it for like 3 months or something like that. She called her out on how she left Safari for Meek, and she talked about how she slept with Trey Songz and Ebro from Hot 97. She talked about how she had a ghostwriter. She talked about her brother, you know, because her brother had like that whole case going on, and you basically saying, you know, all you parents to your bobs, all the parents to the bobs out there, you need to watch who your children is worshiping, because her brother is a pedophile and she paid for his whole wedding. Like, it was just like she went there. And the first thing that Nicki Minaj automatically said was she brung up the record sales because, you know, Remy and Fat Joe just released the album Platinum. There's something in Spanish. I can't speak Spanish. But they just dropped the album, and basically Nicki was like, yo, you sitting here talking about me, but your record sales come nowhere close to mine. And that's pretty much all she said. And everybody was like, Nicki, look, this is rap. We're not talking about record sales. We're talking about bars. Like, what you gonna do? So, literally all week, we've been waiting for Nicki to respond. And Nicki has not said anything. Like, literally, the only thing Nicki been doing is minding her business. She's been shooting music videos. She shot the music video for Gucci Mane, the Make Love, and then she shot another music video with The Future. We don't know what that's for. You know, he just dropped 2 new albums, so we don't even know if that's a video for his album, or maybe she got some new music coming on the way and that's for her project. We don't know where that music video came from. Right now, she in Paris at Paris Fashion Week. Like, she just has not been responding whatsoever. And what's crazy is that a lot of people thought that that Remy had came from Nicki a while ago, because I remember when Remy dropped the Wait a Minute remix, and you know, everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's talking about Nicki Minaj. Now me, I didn't really feed into it because we live in a society where it's normal to pin women against women and bring them down and have them be catty and fighty or whatever. But when Remy and Fat Joe was promoting their album, you know, they asked her like, yo, everybody thought that you was talking about Nicki. She was like, no, I wasn't. She was like, if I ever talk about anybody, I'm going to say your name. And literally when she was like, she said Nicki Minaj's name is Sheether. But right before I was about to press record and do this video, Tell me why. Nicki dropped another diss track, a second diss track. So like I told y'all, Nicki Minaj, she ain't been saying nothing. And Remy dropped a whole nother track. So she dropped another thing coming towards Nicki. She used one of the pictures that Nicki had posted throughout the week and created a whole new, like, what's that thing? Where when a person dies and they're like laid out on the street and they have like the chalk thing or whatever. I don't know what that's called. Somebody comment below and let me know before I put it in the video or whatever. But she created a whole thing like that basically, and the new track is called Another One, and literally it just premiered on Funkmaster Flex show on Hot 97, so I'm listening to it. First of all, Flex, I know you've been doing the whole bombs thing and, you know, play the track over 20 times before you, we gotta cut that out. It's 2017. Like, come on, that track wasn't even that long for you to do what you did. Like, that was aggravating the shit out of me. I'm just gonna let you know. But besides that, I will say, I'll give my opinion as far as comparing Sheetha to Another One. And I will say, Sheetha, she bodied that. She really did. Like, it was like, everybody had like an oh shit moment when they was listening to that. It was like, wow, like, she really went there. Like, Another One, I feel like, it was... I don't even think it was about, oh, let me try to make another track and kill her. Because it wasn't as good as Sheetha, but I was like, she done said everything that she needed to say in Sheetha, so it's kind of like there's nothing left to say. The only thing that she could really talk about is this past weekend, how, you know, Nicki didn't respond, and how all she did was shoot music videos. That's literally all she talked about in it, and she talked about how she got the W and all of this other stuff. Like, that's pretty much what she talked about in the new track. So I don't really think it was more so to have a shock, because when you really sit here and you think about like that whole Meek and Drake beef or whatever, Meek said what he said or whatever, and he was, you know, bitching about how Drake was fake and yada yada yada. So then Drake responded. The first track that Drake dropped, he dropped Charged Up. That was the name of it. Charged Up. Charged Up was kind of whack, but he came back around again and he did Back to Back, and we all know he killed him with Back to Back. Song went #1 on the charts, became Grammy nominated. Like, nigga got nominated for a Grammy for this track. But, you know, so, you know, I guess, I don't want to say Remy was following Drake's footsteps, but, you know, she did a diss track. This one killed. Nicki didn't say nothing. She came around and did another diss track. This one. So it's kind of like reverse of what Drake did. And so I don't know if this is going to cause Nicki to kind of respond and say something now. I don't know. I was thinking, you know, with these whole music videos that she's been shooting, maybe she did something towards the end or added something where she's coming. I don't know. Some people are saying Nicki doesn't need to respond. Like, I'm just here for it. I'm just here to, you know, watch and see. Like, you know... Some people were saying, oh, a lot of people are turning against Nicki Minaj. I'm not turning against nobody. I like Remy. I like Nicki. I just feel like they're just two different rappers, honestly. Especially because, you know, Remy, she's still kind of trying to build herself up. You know, she's only been out of jail for, like, I think, two and a half years, going on 3 years or something like that this year, I believe. So, you know, she's still building herself up. She just released her first official album since being out of jail, and that's a joint album. You know, she got nominated for like 2 Grammys. Like, this is just, you know, she's been only on 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop, so she's still kind of like building herself up. Whereas, you know, Nicki Minaj, she's done crossed over. She done got clothes, perfumes, albums, tours, movies. Like, she's just been all over. So I feel like there's no comparison into that. Not saying that, you know, Nicki's better just because she has all of that compared to Remy. It's just that you just don't compare them. It's like, what's a good example? I can't think of it right now, but it's just some things you just can't compare. It's just that they're unique in their own type of way. So, you know, but when it came to bars, Remy, she definitely killed. So, I want y'all to comment below and let me know your thoughts on this whole Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj beef. I don't know where it's about to head after that. But, other than that, we're going to move on to our next beat of this week. And we have to talk about Xscape getting back together. Now, the last time I talked about Xscape on this whole When the Beat Drops was last year when they had their episode of Unsung air on TV One. Now, pretty much what I learned from it, with the summary of everything after that episode was over, was that they still could not resolve their issues after all of these years, and that we wasn't going to see an Xscape you know, reunion anytime soon. But lo and behold, you know, this week they announced that they was going to get back together. It was going to be an Xscape reunion. You know, they had the whole he said, she said stuff going on in the past, which pretty much trickled over into their adulthood, and which is why they weren't, like, you know, I guess friendly with one another, not, you know, getting along and stuff like that. I know for a fact that what you call it, I remember like when they did like the So Def like 20-year anniversary or something like that, it was only Tamika and Latasha on stage. Like, it was Candy and Tiny, like, so but they're getting back together. They said they worked out all of their differences. I heard somewhere that they were kind of inspired by like the whole New Edition movie that came on BET. Yeah, and they said that they're gonna be back on stage. What else? Yeah, they buried the hatchet, talked about there's a lot of opportunities on the table for them. So, you know, it's time to get to that money. And so, shout out to Xscape, you know, definitely, hopefully, you know, we can enjoy this reunion. Hopefully there's some dope new music that comes out of this, because, you know, I'm sick of listening to the same songs on Pandora. Like, no offense, because those are classic songs, but, you know, I might want to hear a little something new here and there and stuff or whatever. So, shout out to Xscape. Definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts on this whole Xscape reunion that's about to go down. So, hopefully it don't take too long and y'all, you know, do something real soon. Don't just sit here and say we're going to get back together and it'll be like 2 years later and we still ain't see, you know, results of y'all getting back together. But other than that, we have to talk about Miss Cardi B. So last week she actually got Song of the Week. I made her song Lick featuring Offset from Migos as my Song of the Week. And now news has broke that Cardi B has signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Atlantic Records. And I'm just like, whoa, like, that's so crazy. So we all know recently she dropped her second mixtape, Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 2, and, you know, pretty much she's been having everybody talk since her last album, well, so her last project, whatever, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, her last project. She's been having everyone talk, having everyone sing her songs and stuff like that. You know, she's been going on tour, you know, going to all of these cities and performing and putting in that work. Like, you know, she's been dead ass about, I want to be this rapper, I want to have this career. And there's no way in hell we can't sit here and say that she hasn't been putting in the work. Like, hell, even on this last season of Love and Hip Hop, which is her final season of Love and Hip Hop, we've seen, you know, she's been, well, the whole drama with the producer or whatever. But aside from that, she is pretty much just been her and her music. She's been talking about working hard, getting in the studio, and all of this other stuff. So, like, she didn't physically come out and say, oh, hey, I signed this record deal. But you could tell. She had an interview with Angie Martinez, and I was watching that interview. So they were talking about it, and, you know, Cardi, she kind of wanted to be like, kind of like closed-lipped about it, but she didn't like deny it or anything. And she was basically saying, like, I don't want to say too much because, you know, I still be in a hood. So, I mean, it's all good or whatever. So, you know, she recently had a show last weekend, the same day that Sheetha came out. You know, she did a show in Pennsylvania with Lil' Kim and Remy Ma, and, you know, like, for somebody like her that's just coming into the game to be on the same bill as somebody as Lil' Kim and Remy Ma is pretty dope. And she talked about how, you know, like, Lil' Kim just pretty much embraced her and stuff like that. So shout outs to Cardi B, congrats on your record deal, and definitely just keep working. You know, I guess she's the epitome of, you know, her hard work does pay off. To get a multi-million-dollar deal with a big label like Atlantic is no joke. So shout out to her. So moving on to my next beat, and I'm sorry I'm real stuffy and nasally, and I apologize, I really do. But moving on to my next beat, we're gonna keep this real short and simple. Kodak Black is back in jail. But to go into further detail, I actually remember too, because I was up, well, I have no choice to be up early in the morning on social media, whatever, I'm over it. But, you know, I was up and I was on Instagram and I seen that Kodak Black, you know, he was all suited up, you know, suited and booted. He posted a video to Instagram, you know, he was in a car listening to Biggie, and I'm saying in the back of my mind, this nigga must be on his way to court. Like, dressed up in a suit, You know what I mean? That they on their way to court. And most certainly, a couple of hours later after that, it was announced that he was back in jail. Now, he has been back in jail, or he was arrested and put back in jail for violating his probation. His record label said in a statement, "We are sorry to hear about the recent circumstances surrounding Kodak Black. His lawyers are working diligently on this matter and are hopeful that this will be resolved by next week. The remainder of Kodak Black's Back and Better tour has been postponed. Details on rescheduled tour dates will be forthcoming." So yeah, Kodak Black's back in jail. That's it. Okay guys, so let's get into our last beat of this week. In my last beat of this week, I have to talk about something I find a little bit sickening. And what I'm referring to is the BMW that Tupac was shot in back in 1996 is now on sale for $1.5 million. Now, if y'all know y'all Tupac history, y'all know back in September of 96, he was in Vegas. That's where he got shot. And I believe how the scenario goes is him and his crew, they was in some casino, like one of them MGM something. It was an MGM, I think, or something like that. You know, I don't know about Vegas. But they was in this casino and they was seen on camera beating somebody up. And after that, he got in the car with Suge Knight. He was in the passenger seat and Suge Knight was in the driver's seat. And as far as I know, as far as like piecing it together, because this is 96, so I was like 2. Driving down the street, you know, somebody pull up, pow, 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 pow. And, you know, Tupac, I know he was rushed to the hospital. He had like these surgeries. You know, I heard that he actually was awake and he was trying to get up and he was doing too much. So they put him, like they sedated him and put him in like a coma or something like that. But he ended up dying from like, you know, internal bleeding. And eventually, like the day after he passed, he was like, you know, cremated or something like that. You know, rest in peace, Tupac. So somebody thought it was a good idea to sell the actual BMW that he was shot in that eventually led to his death. So I had read the story earlier this week or last week on TMZ, where basically obviously after that whole incident, you know, like the Las Vegas Police Department, they, you know, impounded the car. The car was sold. You know, it had a couple of owners before the previous one, and now the person who has it now, instead of auctioning, you know, it off, because there's been a lot of Tupac, you know, merchandise, well, not merchandise, but Tupac memorabilia that's been sold, literally. Like, I remember talking about a Tupac love letter being sold. Tupac had a Jeep that was sold. Like, people just sell, like, you know, who has like his things, they like sell that shit and put it like on, you know, auction sites and stuff like that. But this one is not being auctioned off. You just gotta have $1.5 million to buy it. And apparently the person who owns the car now, they're selling it for $1.5 million. And the car has been fixed, so, you know, like the bullet holes and stuff from the actual incident that happened back in 96 cannot be seen on the outside, but it was fixed to the point where the imprint from the bullets can still be seen on the inside, from like the inside door and stuff like that. And I just think that's crazy. Like, we all know who Tupac is. He's like a hip-hop legend, and to want to make millions of dollars off of the vehicle, that the last vehicle that he rode in before he was eventually taken to the hospital and then dying a couple of days later, it's just crazy to me. And, you know, with this year being the year that his biopic actually comes out in theaters, y'all know his All Eyes on Me is coming out in June on his birthday. And like, come on, it like, is it a hip-hop museum or something? Because I feel like, you know, things like that need to be saved for like the culture and stuff like that. Even though he had a very short time within this music industry, he obviously had a very big impact on this industry. And I feel like something like that should definitely be saved for the culture, for the hip-hop culture, and not be sold to millions of dollars or something like that. Like, hell, like, I think Dr. Dre got the money. He could buy it. Him and Tupac was close. They had a great relationship, you know, hit singles and all that good stuff. So, like, I just feel like it's ridiculous. Like, y'all selling the car, the BMW that Tupac was shot in before he died, for millions of dollars. That's like, he Tupac is upset. He's in heaven upset with y'all. He's very upset. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Okay guys, so I want to thank you for tuning in to this week's video. And of course, you know I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. Unfortunately, I have no notes to leave you guys with this week. But of course, you know I have to leave you with my song of the week. And my song of the week is going to have to go to Keyshia Cole. This past week, she dropped the official music video to her new single, You, featuring Remy Ma and French Montana. Now, I'm not picking this because of like the whole Remy Ma and Nicki beef or whatever the case may be, especially because this beef is still ongoing. But I really like, literally, I deadass like the song, and I like saw the video. I like the video. The video is resemblance of the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. And then also, like, I just like it. Like, I feel like Keyshia Cole, you know, she got a new record deal, she working on her music and all of this other stuff, and she looks great in the music video. Heard the song on the radio is starting to pick it up, and I think it's dope. So if you definitely want to check out the video to that single in its entirety, be sure to head over to my blog at www.jade-ashley94.blogspot.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. So bye.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.